Hello guys, Riverbat1 here, and today I have my Zefra deck profile for you. I was asked to do deck profiles in a comment, so I thought I'd do it for you guys, and I'm also going to be talking about some things that I'd like to play in the deck if I can make room for them. So let's get started. So I'm playing 3 Zefra Yugioh Secret of the Yangzing. Now this is your basic searcher for the deck. When you summon this, you get to get a +1 on all Zefra cards, which is very good for the deck, so you can't play it without this card. The card is a very good card, and scale 7, so one of those. Next, I play 3 Zefra Fuixi, Treasure of the Yangzing. He is basically the guy that allows you to go into all your synchro plays, because of when he's special summoned, or pendulum summoned, I get to turn any Zefra monster I control into a tuner other than himself, which is very good, so I like him a lot. I play 3 Aztelanite Zefra Birth. This guy is basically a back row popper for the deck. He allows you to pop one of your own Zefras, mainly this guy, so you can get him back into your pendulum zone to get a search next turn, and pop one of your opponent's back row. It's also the same for this guy, who's Aztelanite Zefra Fuban. I'm raping these guys' names, aren't I? He's basically there to pop face-up cards on the field, because this guy, he pops set cards, this guy pops face-up cards, and they both have different scales. This is the 7, this is the 1. He's one of the more useful cards, but this guy can come in handy a lot in the deck, which I very much like. Next, I run Aura Shadow Zefra Roots. He's mainly I just use for a scale, and he does actually come in handy sometimes for some OTKs and boosted damage, because of when he's sent to grave, I get to special summon one of my scales from my pendulum zone, which is also very nice. So he's a good card up free. I run 1 Deshadon Zefra Naga. Now this guy, he's a scale 1, and I use him at 1 because of he's not that great a card, but he also allows me to get my pendulum cards back to my hand, so he's an alright card, but I wouldn't use him more than 1. Next, 1 Zefra Wenda, the Shadow Ritual Beast Tamer, basically Pink Dolphin. She's basically my another scale 7 target. When she's summoned, normal summoned or pendulum summoned, I get to add 1 Zefra face-up pendulum monster from my extra deck to my hand. So this guy allows me to recycle any of these from my extra deck. I'm running 3 Zefra Pika, the Bold Ritual Beast Tamer. Now this one is mainly because whenever you XC summon this deck, you want to be able to get your resources back, and this allows you to get them back from your grave, because of all you have to do is summon it, well, pendulum summon it or normal summon it, and you get to special summon any of these guys back from your graveyard, and when they die they go to your extra deck and all of that. So this card is a very good card in the deck, and I would not have it at less than 3. But yeah, I like this card a lot simply because it has a lot of resource to it. Okay, now for non-pendulum monsters, I run 3 Deneb just to get your Aztelanites to your hand, 2 Dragon because he's a back row popper and I like to send him to grave to get rid of back row with Shadow Fusion, 1 Hedgehog to help me search out any of these guys and to get my fusions to hand, 1 Pulao, Wind of the Yangzing. Now this is basically just when it dies I special summon any of these. It's mainly this one because this is the one I want to get to as fast as possible. So he's very necessary for the deck. But if anything, I would like to change him to Bixie, so I could play. So he's a bigger beat defense, and also he helps me go into better plays. Also, his synchro effect's a bit better. Next for spells, 2 Shadow Fusion, basically to get out our fusion Shadow cards and just flow through the deck, and to help get this guy's effect to add these guys to hand. Next, 2 Terraforming. Now this is to get our field spell to hand, so that's why this is here. One Zefra path. Now, to be honest, I'd like to bump this up to 2. It's just finding the space, because this card is good against quite a lot of decks in the meta. Like, well, not a lot of decks, but it's good against some decks with like Rogue and all that. So I would like to use it, especially against Infernoid, seeing as I can't get their plays from Grave. And also it stops Tellarknights and other decks like that. And also it can help you against the Yang Zing matchup, which is good. So I would love to use this in my deck up more, but right now all I can do is fit one. Next is our Oracle of Zefra. Now this card is standard out of 3. You have to have it at 3 no matter what, because this card is your searcher for the deck. It allows you to touch all of these lovely cards, and without it you could not play the deck, seeing as it's your main search. Also, it has the amazing effects with the extra deck, which helps you power through your deck and helps you out a lot. It also allows me to sync. I'll explain the effects when I get to the extra deck. One Bottomless to pop just for anything big that I want to get rid of quick, and when they summon it. I'm playing 3 of their Counter Trap. Now the Counter Trap is very good in this deck, simply because it's like Alpha, but this is a Dark Claw getting over. This can get over Dark Claw a lot easier, because of when you have Alpha on board, this card, you can't use Alpha with Dark Claw, but you can use this with Dark Claw, which is very good. And also, seeing as it's a banish instead of a, it's kind of hard when it's a banish, but I would still use it simply because it's a good card, and it's Zefra Divine Attack like I mentioned. Solemn Warning. This is basically to get just negate summons. It's standard in most of my decks. Okay, let's start off with XCs. I'm playing one number 47 Nightmare Shark, just because we play quite a few level 3s in the deck, so this is a pretty good card. One Tellarknight Protolomos. This card is very good. It's going to be coming out in the new crossover Souls, just like everything else in this deck, so I can't wait for it. Also, when you XC summon this deck, this card allows you to draw and then discard 1 card, so you can combo that off your Shadow cards with it as well, which I very much like. Next, one Gargoyle Cowboy Standard. One Tellarknight Trevor. That's basically because I run a load of Tellarknights in the deck, which will make it easy to get into this. One Dark Rebellion XC's Dragon. This is so we can beat down any hive monsters, so this can really help. Next, one Stellar Knight Deltaros, mainly to be put onto Protolomos, and if I want to just do plays. And one Constellar Knight Diamond. This is mainly because Shadow matches his bitch, and any dark deck like BA and Shadow really gets wrecked by this card. Okay, now onto Synchros. With Synchros also, this field spell allows you to top deck any card from your deck, any monster from your deck, and put it on top. So that's why Synchros are in here as well. First, 2 Metaphes Horus. Now this card is really good with the deck, because when you Synchro summon it, your opponent has to give you a monster. They have to give you a monster of their choice, but it's a very good card because you can just rob any monster they have, as long as they give it to you. So I love this card simply because it's basically Snatch Steal, but they don't get it back. Surely the monster doesn't get to attack that turn, but it's very good. Also, I can target any face-up card on the field and negate its effects, which permanently, for that matter, I believe. Let's make sure. Yeah, negate their effect. Yeah, permanently. So that's a very good card. Next, now I know we ain't got this in the TCG yet, but it's a fun card. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Now this card's basically to when it's summoned, compulse anything. When your opponent's special summons a level 5 or higher, compulse anything. So basically it's a very good card for that. Next, Yazdi Evil of the Yang Zing. This is basically to flow through these guys to get this mainly still. So he's just there to help me get to that, and also I can just kill one of these off the board and just kill one of my opponent's cards, which is very good. Next, Chao Feng, Illusion of the Yang Zing. Now this card is amazing. When you have this on board with one wind and the earth, I know it's not that great, but when you have the water one, which I'm planning on putting in, it's gonna be amazing, simply because I can stop Necros completely in their tracks, which is very powerful in this deck. So that's why that's there. Next, one Gigant Castle. This is basically just a beat stick. I don't really need to explain this. Okay, now into fusions. The field, when I fusion summon, the field spell lets me to special summon one from my hand. So I run one Winder just to stop special summons easily, and one Construct simply because it's Construct. Why wouldn't I run it? Okay, and now I'm just going to tell you a few things that I'd like to run, but I have to make space for. You will see replays of these in my deck, so hopefully that'll be soon. Okay, first is Jar of Avarice. Now I want to run Jar of Avarice in the deck simply because how fast you cycle through your stuff. You literally cycle through your field spells like no tomorrow. 3 turns and these will be gone. I guarantee it. So I've wanted these need to be recycled easily, but you can't do it. So Jar of Avarice is the key. With this, I would probably also recycle maybe a Deneb, a Dragon, maybe one of my counter tracks. Just this card. This card is good, and I need to find space for it. Next is El Shadow Amalith. I can't pronounce that. Basically, this is a good card simply because it's good against the Necros matchup, seeing as they can't special summon anything with spells or trap cards from their hand or graveyard, which is very good. So I can still Pendulum summon, but they can't do anything. And finally, the Bixie that I said I want to run simply because it's a water target for this, and it'd be very good to stop traps from affecting this. So guys, tell me what you think of my deck profile. Tell me if you liked it. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.